We don't have the chance really to talk to Jan about the aftermath of Norway's performance in the World Cup, particularly Erling Haaland, who we knew, obviously we know as soccer fans, but his brand just seemed to grow exponentially during the tournament. We saw the drumming, we saw the goals, we saw the raccoon. So many talking points about Haaland, where he very much put his name amongst the likes of Mbappe and Bellingham, the big stars that we knew they were going to be going into the tournament, Jan. Just talk us through a little bit of how brand Haaland has now become very much a global brand.
Yeah, I think you said it right there. He's going from being an international superstar in football to now be a global brand. And the good thing about him is doing everything that is authentic. This is just what he do. He's not playing any games, and you see that. Having said that, I think that is going to be a big challenge for him now when you start over the season again. I guess he started this week with Manchester City. He's not traveling with the team to Asia, but he'll probably start training again after the World Cup. Went straight to south of Europe. There were fashion shows, there were paparazzi, there were parties and all, and he deserved that. I think you should get that steam out. But you know, again, when you start now Monday, the next time you will have is end of May. And it's going to be interesting because I've seen this kid taking every challenge as it comes, when going from Norway to Salzburg, develop himself into a good prospect, a great talent that Dortmund took on. He came there, took another steps there into Champions League. Well, he scored for Salzburg, of course, in the Champions League, with Dortmund being excellent there. Take another step for Manchester City now, and you felt like the finale for him now was to take his country to a World Cup and being on that stage. So it's going to be interesting now to see how we react on the next challenge or the next step of his career. He's 26 now. He's mature. You can see that he take on any challenge. But you know, I always like, I mean, sometimes, and we've said that many times on this show, I don't like it when people say he is a machine, because he's a human being, and that makes him even more impressive. But we just now have to see how all these things going from being positive, and now people will look after everything in and around his life and everything. He got a great girlfriend, great family, great team in and around him. But we've seen people before that you're still human beings, and you have to find that energy again when you play Plymouth away in the League Cup.
That's very true. Jan, what's interesting is that when you speak to fans who weren't necessarily supporters of soccer going into this tournament in this country, they talk about Erling Haaland, and they talk about the Norwegian fans. They talk about the Scottish fans and the Norwegian row as well. I'm just wondering, as a whole, what an impact this tournament had on just the country and its attitude to soccer overall.
Well, good question, because when you see the rowers, I mean, don't forget, we have 5 million people in our country, and a part of our identity is sport. Of course, being the skiers, but the last years we had the golf, we have tennis, we have athletics, and now when we go to the World Cup and doing this Viking thing, I just feel sorry for the Danish guys, because they had some of the greatest kings in the Viking time, but they were from Denmark, and now we took them away. But it's giving us a proudness, it's giving us a brand awareness, to use a phrase like that we are very, very proud of, and you just see. And when you see all the other matters into sports politics, football politics now, that is the good thing that can come out of something like that. Because there was not a guy that came up with an idea to earn all those kind of money. It just came up because they wanted enthusiasm, they wanted energy, they wanted engagement. And we have to say, it helps to win football games as well.
Yes, yeah, most definitely. Very entertaining. Great World Cup overall, I think, for most. But inevitably, someone wants to come along and ruin it all. And it's the man who's in charge of FIFA, Infantino. It's a big story that's been developing over the last week. It looks like it's dead now, of course. His idea to sell off part of the World Cup to investors. It's the first time you've been on, Ali, since all this has broken and this story has developed. I'm just wondering your opinion on it overall.
Yeah, so I'm not going to go to World Cups from years past, just this past World Cup. And this was run by FIFA, without outside investors, run by FIFA. and even run by FIFA, the tournament, because it is the nature of the tournament itself, has controversy all over it. Why was Messi not thrown out against Algeria? Is FIFA protecting Lionel Messi? What is this following Balogun situation? The suspension of the suspension and the red card. Was there a phone call from Donald Trump? Was there no phone call? Was there involvement? Why is there preferential treatment for the United States? And this is just one tournament, one World Cup that creates controversy on its own. And so you call into question the integrity of the tournament. And it's FIFA running it by itself. Imagine if it was actually multiple investors, shareholders that have a vested interest in the World Cup. Every single call would be called into question, and the integrity of the whole tournament would be called into question because of the interest of these shareholders. Because if we go into a boardroom, let's say that all four of us go into business together, and we go into a boardroom.
We're including him.
We're including Stevie. I know it's a questionable decision. But let's assume that we're all in business together, and we're having a board meeting. We all, because we have vested interest, because we have put money into it, we all want to have a say as to how this business is run. Because we want our money to be represented and our decisions to represent that money that we have vested into this venture, right? It's the same thing at the FIFA level. If you have multiple shareholders, they're all going to want to pull their way. They all want to have influence into how the tournament is run. They all want to have a say as to how things are going to be done. And so it's no longer FIFA's tournament. It's no longer the people's tournament. It's the shareholders. And by the shareholders, I mean the limited number of people that actually are able to enter that boardroom. It really calls for all sorts of doubt in terms of what the integrity of a potential tournament would be. Because at the forefront of all of this is the interest of the people who are running the tournament. And those people have vested money. And when you include money into it, you're going to pull your way, not somebody else's way.
So, Ali, sorry, are you for or against this idea?
I believe I'm against it, Dan. I'm against it.
Yeah, but listen, this didn't start. It didn't start today. It didn't start with this idea from Infantino that he apparently did all on his own with some friends. This started with a Havelange. That started with Sepp Blatter. This is lack of transparency, this lack of democracy that is going around. But there is one thing that is quite general all around the world. You can't sell things you don't own. I mean, that is rule number one. And they don't own football. So that is number one. But there is another thing now. We're seeing all flying over the social media. We're seeing all condemning Infantino. Where were they a year ago? Where were they 6 months ago? Money in football? No. Are there money in football? We never heard about that before. I mean, where were they? There are 211 football associations at FIFA. 200 of them sent a letter of support of Infantino just some months ago. There were only few standing up for this principle. I mean, the worst thing you can do in a democracy is indifference. To keep yourself quiet. England supported Infantino. Germany supported Infantino. France supported Infantino. So there is a lot of things going on now. But there's going to be a general thing. You can't sell that thing you don't own. And, you know, we talk about democracy all the time. One nation, one vote. So everybody thinks that Infantino is gone now. He will find some way to get that 106 associations going for him. I'm reading a book now about Vikings. You know, the Vikings 1,000 years ago, they did the same. They were bribing the small ones to get what they wanted because they got more people supporting them. So this was a scandal, and I just hope that football can save itself. For the moment, the sponsor of our game, when they say we don't want to be a part of it, I don't care about the big boys or girls in football. What I'm worried about is the brand, the reputation of football, the grassroots football, when people see this scandal, this theater of drama that we've seen the last couple of weeks.